Wolf Studio C in Sacramento. It's 1019 The Wolf Behind the Mic, bringing you fresh country from all over. Tonight's guest is Thomas Rhett. Now here's your host for 1019 The Wolf Behind the Mic, Chad Ryan.
Hi, welcome everybody to another 1019 The Wolf Behind the Mic. Put your hands together right over here. Recording artist, songwriter, country royalty. Thomas Rhett, man. What's happening, dude? Welcome to Sacramento.
Oh, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Good to see you.
Sweet, man. We should mention your dad is Rhett Akins.
Yeah.
For people who don't know, and you might assume that because your dad is Rhett Akins, man, that like growing up, this whole thing is destiny.
Yeah.
But that's not the case, man. You've got a really crazy backstory. Tell us how you got into the music thing. And you can start off with this punk rock stuff, man, from high school. This is freaking cool. What's the name of this band? High Heel Flip Flops.
Yeah.
Love that.
We made T-shirts. So, man, you know, I've grown up in music my entire life, and you know, country was always a huge influence in our household, but you know, there's a lot of other influences going on. Like my dad was one of the biggest Rolling Stone. I say was, like he's not here anymore, but my dad is the biggest Rolling Stones fan in the world. And so you know, when I was growing up, it was a lot of Stones, and it was a lot of Zeppelin, and it was a lot of Beatles, and it was a lot of, man, growing up, DMX was huge in my dad's F-150. I'm not kidding. But for me, like Will Smith was all hail Will Smith, getting jiggy with it. But dude, you know, and when I got into middle school, I was in this band called the High Heel Flip Flops, and
you weren't the singer; you were the drummer.
I was the drummer.
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah, we all dyed our hair black and decided to talk in British accents. And
can you give us a little bit of that?
The song starts at 11. More cowbell. That was more like Irish. There was a lot of different English things moving through there
around here.
Yeah. So, anyways, so you know, I was in that band, and I've been in a lot of weird bands, man. I went through a lot of weird musical phases, and you know, but I've always been in bands. And in high school, I just played guitar and was in talent shows. And I was in my senior year. I played in my high school's talent show, and I sang "Letter to Me" by Brad Paisley, and it's on Facebook. It's hilarious. I sang the second verse twice in a row, and completely had to stop the song in the middle of it and play the chorus, and somehow won the talent show. They gave us like a big $50 check,
nice,
if you will. And then I got to college, and I was in like a cover band, but like you said, it was kind of destiny. But at the same time, it was like I didn't really know what I mean, I've been preparing for something. I didn't know what I was going to do.
Because you went to college, and you studied what in college?
Well, I started out studying kinesiology.
Which, what is that? Anybody?
Yeah. So I wanted to be a physical therapist. I tore my knee up when I was a junior in high school playing sports, and the whole rehab kind of thing, you know, kind of interested me in working on knees and joints and stuff.
So then how does the music thing come back? Where does it never
really left.
Okay.
You know, it was always there, but it never seemed like a real option for me to do it professionally. You know what I mean? Just like my dad did it, so usually either kind of go in the same direction as your dad, or you go the opposite direction. And I kind of thought my path was more towards the opposite direction. And but when certain majors in college started to be very unappealing to me, you know, I signed my first publishing deal in high school, and was very fortunate enough to be paid to write songs, and was busting my butt writing with anybody who would write with me. And finally, I got my first cut on Jason Aldean's last record, and
which, by the way.
Yeah.
if you're gonna get a cut right now, it's not like the hottest thing going right now in country music.
And so that happened, and you know, it really opened the door for me to be able to write with a bunch of amazing writers in Nashville, and you know, now being able to put a lot of those songs.
You got something with Scotty McCreery? You got something on Scotty McCreery's album? Joe Nichols just cut a song of yours?
Yeah. Yeah, and so all that kind of happened in a year, and it was pretty ridiculous, and then somehow landed a record deal with Valerie Music Company, and I'm very blessed to be here. So I'm glad that my path kind of went this way instead of the other way.
What would you be doing right now if you weren't that?
Man, I'd still be playing music, but I really don't know, man.
It says here you laid some hardwood floors. What do you think about the laminate flooring in here?
Man, there's a lot of spaces in between, like some of these cracks.
Some gaps in there.
But yeah, I did that for 3 summers growing up, and
brutal.
And you know, I worked on my uncle's farm in South Georgia for a summer, and then went to college trying to, I don't know, I might have done something in sales. you know, or maybe something in the music business. I always loved being around the music business, especially the publishing thing. But now doing this, I couldn't imagine myself either playing or writing songs, one or the other.
And you've had a chance here to play with, man, some of your idols, right? Leonard Skinner was a big inspiration of yours growing up. You've had a chance to open for Skinner?
Yeah, I opened for Skinner and ZZ Top, and
freaking cool is that?
It was just me and my guitar, and it's safe to say that something really terrible happened in my pants before I walked up on stage. So it was one of the.
There was a hot chick backstage?
No, not in the way you're thinking. Not in the way you're thinking, man. It was one of the most nerve-wracking experiences of my entire life. The 12,000 people, you know, especially the scariest part was standing on the same spot.
Where was this at?
This was in. I played 2 shows, one in Bossier City, Louisiana, and the next in Orange Beach, Alabama. And I got to play 4 songs, and when I walked up there, the main thing my dad said was make sure you stomp your tuning pedal, because my tuner was on so the sound wouldn't come out. I get up there, and I'm just playing. No sound, man. I had to walk up to the front and hit that tuner, and finally sound started to come out, and I about threw up everywhere. So it was fun, though.
Best advice that your dad's given you?
Probably, man, he's always a big believer in you know, just whether you're playing for 2 people or you're playing for 2,000 people. I always just get out there and kill it, and never look at any show or circumstance like it doesn't matter more than the other one. And always just to keep my head up and keep God in focus, and you know, just always be praying and all that kind of stuff. And he's been through the highs and the lows of all of it, so he's got the best advice. So that's awesome. Yeah. Album's coming out. We're thinking what, late summer? August-ish. August-ish. Yeah. I love that. August. And you've written or co-written every song on the album. Am I right about that? Yeah, well, we hope so. I mean, we're going in to cut 5 or 6 more songs, and whether those become all of mine or some of them are outside cuts, I hope that I write the entire record. So sweet. You gonna play a couple for us? Yeah, man. Awesome. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen. Well, I smoke and I fish, not near enough to satisfy an itch. I'm a girl, understand, I need something to do with my hands. And I don't work on a car, and I'm as bad at pool as I am at throwing darts and golf. Not a fan, but I need something to do with my hands. So maybe I could stick them in your pockets, run them through your hair, and we can get to rocking. There you are, and baby, here I am, and I need something to do with my hands. And I could play you a song on this old guitar if it turns you on. If you want, we could dance, but I need something to do with my hands. That's right. So maybe I could stick them in your pockets, run them through your hair, and we can get to rocking. There you are, and baby, here I am, and I need something to do with my hands. Top off in my Jeep, yeah, we can go for a ride, and I can drive with my knees. I'll behave best I can, but I need something to do with my hands. So maybe I could stick them in your pockets or run them through your hair, and we can get to rocking. There you are, and baby, here I am, and I need something to do with my hands. I need something to do with my hands. With my hands. Yeah, something to do with my hands. Yeah. Thomas Rhett. Love that, man. Oh, thank you. And that kicks. I appreciate it, man. Where can people go to check out the music? You got a website? Yeah, man, we have a website, just thomasrhett.com. It's still kind of under construction. Say it right into there. thomasrhett.com. Right. And, you know, you can go to my Twitter, which is Thomas Rhett, or my Facebook, which is Facebook/Thomas Rhett. So, you know, all three of them are pretty simple. And we've got videos on YouTube, and we've got maybe a song or two on my band page on Facebook, and we've got one song on iTunes, which is the single. So,
you have a lot of songs on YouTube.
Yeah.
A lot.
She actually stalks you. I don't know if you know that or not.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, Thomas Rhett, everybody. Awesome, man. Appreciate you coming to Sacramento.
Appreciate you.